Boom. Okay. Yep. Did you see the bow? The bow was dope. Obviously, this is exaggerated a little bit, but all right. Boom. Okay. Boom. Attentive. Gotta love it.
What is she doing?
Oh, running. Yep. Look at this.
She's serving her man.
This is like. Look at that. Attentive. She opens the drink for him. Look, she's stirring his noodles.
Like to run around.
I feel like the guy.
Look at that. Look how attentive she is.
He wants one.
That's on a leash.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
Watch this, guys. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Wait, play it again, Nick. Play it again. Watch just the first part.
Scared to mess up.
Go ahead.
Yeah, like that's.
Oh my! The bow. Boom. Huge.
It's giving dog.
Yes, I want. As soon as I walk in the house, I want a bow.
Yeah, no,
That's wild.
Would you guys be down to bow?
No.
You wouldn't bow?
I wouldn't.
No, men bow to
bow.
men bow to us.
Maybe I'll cook
No,
him
no, no.
dinner.
Men bow
when
to
I'm
us.
Yeah, I'm gonna cook him dinner and be like.
You would, none of you would bow? You wouldn't bow?
Men bow to us.
If my husband bow down to God.
One at a time, remember. If my husband was out working, he was a provider, he was the leader in our household, I would for sure bow.
I need a bow.
If he wanted me to bow.
Yes, I want you to bow.
And he was like, you know, as much as, and he was like the provider, you know, and he's a good husband, then if he wanted me to, I would.
That's
but
the least.
It's just like.
Would you bow, Cindy? Would you do a bow?
I'll bow for daddy.
What the?
What the fuck?
Okay.
I like
would
that.
you? I think the answer is no for you, right? Would you bow?
Oh, you didn't hear me earlier? You heard me earlier.
You said men should bow to women, so okay. What about you? Would you bow? Would you do a bow for your guy, for your boyfriend?
Yeah.
Based.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
You said yes. What about you? Would you do a bow?
I mean, what's wrong with a like nice greeting home? Like you know.
What if he wants a bow? He's like,
If they really deserve
I want
it,
the bow. I need the bow. I need the bow.
I would do it. Yeah.
Okay. What about?
I'm cool.
You're not gonna bow?
I'll give you a hug.
A hug? No. Okay. What about? Would you do the bow? You do the bow. Can we see a bow? How about you show us your bow? Do you want to show us your bow? You want to stand up and show the bow?
Show us.
Show us your bow, girl.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
We need a bow.
I'll do a
check.
little curtsy, but.
Curtsy.
I don't see what's wrong with it.
Nobody wants a curtsy.
If you
What about
show
you?
what's deserving of a bow,
All right.
No
I need
bow
the
in here.
Let's see. I definitely would say.
I have a question for you. What would you do that deserves a bow?
Yeah.
That's the one.
What would I do that
That's a good
deserves a
question.
bow?
Right.
Yes.
Don't say
What would I
what do
do?
you bring to the
I'm
table?
the table. I am the table. Let's see. Well, I'm fucking dope, bro. I mean, I'm gonna take care of it. Take care of everything.
Yeah.
Take care of everything. You know.
What is taking care of everything?
Take care of everything. I'm taking care of everything.
That's a man.
Taking care of everything.
Okay,
That's
like
very vague.
Like
what
Bro, I'm not
kind
gonna-
of a man should a woman submit to?
Boom.
Can I take that one?
Good question.
Let me just. I want to finish. I gotta finish my list. Let me finish my list at least. I gotta finish my list. Moderate preference for introverted women. Quiet, calm, soft-spoken. Slightly endearingly awkward. A little bit shy. A little bit nerdy. Modesty is huge. I don't like women with big egos who are super vain diva chicks. Don't like it. Bring me peace. Doesn't quarrel. Doesn't party. Doesn't drink. Doesn't do drugs. Doesn't go to bars or clubs. Low body count. No current or past promiscuity. I need her undivided romantic and sexual attention. The earlier the better. Has a praise kink. A girl who helps me in my mission. A girl who's attentive. A girl who scratches my back and massages my shoulders. That's about it. I'm not asking much. Not
and then
asking.
what do you do to deserve
Not
that?
asking
like
all
dating
that
apps
much.
because they all swipe left on him, you guys.
So what are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
In opposition to that.
What do you mean?
Like the question that I asked you. Like, what are you doing to deserve a bow and that long list of things?
All that other.
you
Okay,
had?
so there's reciprocity. For example,
Yes.
I don't party. I don't drink.
Okay.
I don't do drugs. I don't go to bars and clubs. I'm not doing any of that shit. So there's reciprocity there. I'd like to think, for the most part, I have my head on fairly straight. Fairly successful, I'd say. And yeah.
But like during the let's say you come home one day, like what?
I
did
take
you
the
do that
lead.
day?
I take the lead. I'm gonna be taking care of things when it comes to financially. So.
Okay.
I don't think I would bow.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what's fucking crazy though? She's got 3 to 5 friends with benefits. We got girls here at this table that will not bow to a guy. They won't do a bow.
So what's
but
with the, what's with the
yo,
bow?
stop. Stop. Let me finish. You got girls here at this table, for example, her, who's dating 3 to 5 guys. They won't bow to a dude, but they'll let a guy come on their face.
Okay, who said
Who
that?
said that?
No. There's a lot of girls here at this table who will let a dude come on your face, but you
When
won't
was that
bow
part of the
for him.
conversation?
Huh?
When was
Yeah,
that part of the
who said-
conversation?
who said
I'm just making some assumptions
making
here.
that up. Oh, okay.
I'm making some
what
assumptions
is
here.
the bow, though? Well, what is the
What do you
fixation
mean, what the
on the
bow?
bow? That
It's
sounds
respect.
like a kink to me.
No,
Oh,
It's respect.
But it's
I
a
like
kink,
the
though.
It's not a
So-
kink. I
but
just
you're
want the
paying for
respect.
everything.
Question about like
Sorry, the secret
what,
juice,
what
guys. I'm
Makes,
fucking-
what makes a girl like
Got some
what
caffeine
makes a
right
guy
now.
worth submitting to?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Thank you, Matt.
So anyway, so in the Bible, obviously, it talks about like submitting to somebody, that kind of thing. A lot of feminists get really hung up on that, like, oh, you're not going to be a slave. I'm not under you, blah blah blah. So one, when it's talking about like I'm going to be the head of the family, if like you're a man, people are like, oh well, you just want to be in command. You just want people to be your slave, all this stuff. Being the head of the family is not necessarily like a fun privilege, because every single thing falls on you.
It's tough.
Like whether it comes to providing for your family, whether it comes to like if your children are doing poorly in school, if your children are getting into drugs, if your daughters are getting into like sex with like a bunch of random dudes or all this stuff, that all falls on you. That is not under your like wife's role as a mom to do. Her role as a mom to do is to create like a loving and nurturing environment and a home of peace that you want to come home to. When it comes to like bowing and everything, like one of my favorite things, this has to do with a mom instead of a thing, but so Solomon, one of my favorite guys in the Bible, he's awesome. So David with Bathsheba, the girl that was undressing on the roof, he had a kid, they had a kid. It was Solomon. Anyways, when he was king, when his mom like entered the room, he literally like got up out of his throne.
but for his mom.
Walked. I know, but this is it's very similar. The way you treat your mom and the way you treat your wife are very similar things in my opinion. Obviously, without like the sexual preference and all that stuff.
Like that is kind of different.
Yeah, but then anyway, so like he walked up to her like inclined his head to her and said, "Bring out a throne like equal to mine, so that she may sit by my side." And then she sat on his right of his hand. I think that's like a beautiful picture of like how a relationship should be. Like your wife is like your equal. Like when me and my wife walk into a room, that's like obviously this. I don't want to be a tyrant. I don't want to be any of these things. But like if we lived, one second, if we lived in like olden times, like when me and my wife walked into a room, that's when everybody would bow. Like my wife's not sitting there bowing to me in front of a bunch of people. But I think the thing that makes a guy like worth submitting to is like, one, he's a godly leader of your home. Two, he will literally lay his life down, but preferably he wouldn't lay his life down. He'll make the other guy lay his life down.
Also, the stories you're telling, a sign of respect in those times were washing someone's feet. The head of the household, the wife, the woman, the children would wash the head of the household's feet. So all of those things are par and parcel for that time period. It's not the time period we live in right now, although if you were having a power dynamic and you said, I want you to have a foot bath ready when I get home, she's going to have that. She's going to be on her hands and knees ready and willing.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a power dynamic. And that's absolutely okay.
Like I don't need my wife to wash my feet. That's not like the thing I need. But like my wife I guarantee would be willing to do it, because she's like, this guy like is such a kind and loving man to my entire family. So I think a guy that's really submitting to is a guy that submits first to God, a guy who is willing to be like, I will, like, because when it says love your wife as Christ loved the church, what Christ did for the church is he took all of their sin upon himself. Like when Eve ate the apple, God didn't come down and get mad at Eve. He got mad at the man, and even though he wasn't a part of it, it was all her thing. And so being the head of the household, submitting to a man is not like, oh, you're my slave. It's like, hey, thank you for like taking all the freaking arrows from my family so that I can live in light and comfort and provide this amazing home for my family and everything. And like, if my wife's like a lawyer or like any of these things, if she like wants to do something on the side, that's fine. But like, my wife will be a stay-at-home mom. Like she'll want to like raise my kids, and we'll like take over the world together. Yeah, like that's like I
take over the country.
You're describing roles of a household, and that can go both ways. Definitely. So yeah, you were describing roles of a household, which every household has roles like that, and it can go both ways. Definitely.
I disagree. I think men were specifically.
Is anybody down to show me a bow? Like, do you want to do a bow really quick? Should we do a bow check?
Girl, I think that's a custom.
Oh,
for
what?
$5.99.
Right.
For $5.99.
For $30.99, I will give you a bow.
So let me ask you this.
I'm gonna pass on that.
Specifically for you, what is a man that you're looking for? Like some qualities. Like we'll cap it at like 90 seconds. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's
like
fine.
90 seconds. Like, what is a man you'd be willing to submit to?
Emotionally stable, loyal, honest, mentally strong, physically also like takes care of his physical, problem solver, planner. Those are big ones for me.
I like those.
I also think nowadays a lot of guys are kind of scared to like put like their foot down and like
Be masculine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we've lost that, and I think, in my opinion, me personally, like a true perfect like power dynamic would be like the man being like dominant and the leader, and the woman following. And then I think a lot of guys want to say like, oh, women aren't submissive enough, like this, that, and the third, but they're not leading with that role. Like to
That's a
blame
good
it on
point.
other people.
That's a good point. I think both men and women are definitely lacking. There's a lot of women who don't want to be followers, let's say, because in order for you to want a follower, or
You need
excuse
a
me,
leader.
sorry, excuse me, in order for you to want the guy to lead, you need to be a follower. So there's a lot of women who like desperately want like a assertive, maybe even dominant leader qualities, masculine guy, but they've been fed this bullshit from feminism essentially that says be a boss babe, like all this shit, don't submit to a man, whatever.
Which is the least attractive thing in the world.
So, but it's like funny because like women so desperately want, not all women of course, but women want men to be leaders, but like you need to be a follower if you want a guy to lead, because that's the dynamic.
Yeah, I think deep down that's.
But then our
But then
society
men are
would
like, I
label
agree
that
with you.
as like a gold, not like necessarily
No.
a gold digger, but
Yeah,
like
they do call
they
them
would
gold diggers,
label that as like like, you know what I mean? They would label the woman in like a
Sure.
not so.
But you're right that
Of course, society's gonna attack you.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
should be honored to be attacked by society. Society sucks. Like when people, like
They're
when people,
so
like I
soft.
was like people, like I want to homeschool my kids. Like, oh, well, they won't fit into society.
Yeah,
and
like,
I'm like,
what?
exactly.
Who
I don't want my
cares?
kids to fit into society. Your society is weak. Your society is
Yeah.
ill.
So
You guys
soft
are
and
all so
sensitive.
pathetic.
wanna
Like my
homeschool
children will
too.
run yours over like a train.
Ooh. Whoa.
Oh my gosh,
Okay,
that sounds-
but that's a very good point. I definitely think there's a lot of men that are slacking when it comes to that too. So it's not just, I think it's both men and women that aren't really holding up.